The government now estimates 25 to 30,000 barrels of oil a day has been spewing from that well. That's 1 million gallons or more a day, which is double the previous estimate. CBS News correspondent Don Teague is in Grand Isle, Louisiana with the latest. Don, good morning.
Good morning, Maggie. The question here is how to keep all of that oil offshore and prevent it from continuing to come ashore here. I can tell you local officials don't think they're getting enough help.
More waves of oil in coastal Louisiana as small-town leaders plead with a congressional committee for help.
Please send us some help.
Among them, the mayor of Grand Isle, who's now feeding some of his town's residents using his own $513 a week paycheck.
And I can promise you, I will not let no one starve on my island.
Roland Phillips is just as worried. His oyster boat is now useless.
It's in my blood. I love to do it. I'm going to die doing it. But the situation, I feel like I'm already dead now.
Meantime, BP says it could double the amount of oil it captures every day by next week. But local leaders say they need more help than they're getting.
I have spent more time fighting the officials of BP and the Coast Guard than fighting the oil.
The toll is also growing among Louisiana wildlife. In the first 9 days of June, wildlife workers rescued 547 oiled birds, almost as many as they did all of May. But the Deepwater Horizon explosion was first a human tragedy. 11 workers lost their lives.
We can clean up pelicans, we can clean up fish, and they will live. They will continue to live. We cannot do that for our family members we lost.
Well, next week, President Obama is expected to meet face-to-face with BP officials. For its part, the company has seen its stock rebound somewhat. It plummeted about 16% earlier this week, but now we're told today it's up about 7.5%. Maggie?
Don, the inevitable has happened. These waves and waves of oil are now coming ashore. They have to be thinking ahead. What's next in the efforts to control that?
Well, one of the major plans here in Louisiana is centered around barges, two types. They want to bring in barges to block the passes, basically just line them up along the passes and keep the oil from flowing into the marsh areas. They're also wanting to bring some specialized barges. In fact, they have 10 more on the way that have vacuum pumps and hoses that will suck this oil off the surface. So they're waiting for those barges to get here, and that's really their battle plan right here in Louisiana.
You're talking about the National Guard?
Well, the National Guard in conjunction with the local officials here, yes.
Finally. Bring in the barges. Don Teague on the Gulf Coast. Thank you so much, Don.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.